Semakin banyak warga Amerika Serikat mendapatkan pekerjaan, semakin sedikit pula yang memohon tunjangan pengangguran.
166,000 jobless claims. That's the lowest since 1968. So people are working again. People are still comfortable spending. Yes, the economy is slowing, but it's still growing. My biggest concern is, will the Federal Reserve be so aggressive so as to slow that economic growth up until the point of a recession? I don't think we're there yet, but it's certainly something to look out for.
Merespons tingginya laju inflasi yang mendekati 8% selama setahun, Bank Sentral AS atau Federal Reserve menaikkan suku bunga acuan sebesar 25 basis poin, kenaikan pertama sejak Desember 2018.
If in fact inflationary pressures do start to subside or moderate, because they're not going away anytime soon, maybe the Fed is a little less aggressive with respect to interest rate hikes and more aggressive with respect to balance sheet runoff. Because if they don't address the balance sheet and only raise short-term interest rates, we're going to be back into this inverted yield curve area where we start to think more and more about a potential recession.
Kurva imbal hasil terbalik atau inverted yield curve adalah kondisi di mana imbal hasil jangka pendek lebih tinggi dibandingkan imbal hasil jangka panjang yang sering menandai awal resesi. Penciptaan lapangan kerja di Amerika Serikat kembali menguat setelah mengalami perlambatan pada pergantian tahun. Pada Maret misalnya tercipta 431.000 lapangan kerja. Dan estimasi untuk 2 bulan sebelumnya, Januari dan Februari, juga direvisi lebih tinggi dari penghitungan sebelumnya. Tapi analis menilai tingginya inflasi menumpukan optimisme terkait ketenagakerjaan.
Americans have felt worse about the economy even as the job market has improved. And they felt worse about President Biden's stewardship, which is a real problem because the president, in a sense, wants to be able to say, look at this recovery that has occurred under my watch. But Americans are saying, I don't believe the recovery. They're not looking at the jobs numbers and saying, this totally explains my reality. They're saying it's an incomplete picture. And the idea of an incomplete picture really applies when we talk to inflation. So when inflation was first going up, economists would say there were supply chain issues. This is the reopening from the pandemic. Then as inflation persisted, there was an argument that the president's $1.9 trillion relief package for the pandemic contributed to inflation. Now we're seeing additional forces create inflationary pressure, and that's the fallout from the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Data terbaru menunjukkan penghasilan rata-rata pekerja AS juga meningkat, tapi tak mengejar tingginya laju inflasi. Dari Washington DC, Nova Purwadi dan tim VOA.